Okay.
We're live now.
Evening, everybody. How are you doing? Hope you're okay tonight. And hopefully this week you'll be able to hear us. So if anybody is watching us straight away, can you just send us a comment, please, just to say that you are actually hearing us loud and clear. That would be great. But hello to everybody watching us. So again, we'll make my way around from left to right. So hi, Glenn. How you doing?
Hello, Glynn.
Hiya, Carl. Nice to see you again.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, and welcome back to Christina again. Lovely to see you.
Oh, yeah. Lovely to see you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, thank you. So, right, nice to. So, right, what we're going to do, this title of the show is Can We Help? Now, I'm going to describe that in a little bit more detail. Basically, if anybody's actually having any paranormal experiences or things that you're not quite sure what it is that's going on in your house or something that you know, then please comment, leave us a comment, and we'll try and help there or come up with suggestions to what it possibly could be. So we've got a few things already sent in, so we're going to work our way through that. But please, if you want to message in, then please do. Also remember, if not just this show, anytime, if anything's happening, we are here to help, and we're not going to judge anybody. So, first of all, somebody very kindly agreed to let us talk about their particular issues at the moment. And I know Glenn has got some interesting footage about something that's happened just recently. In fact, in this last week, haven't you, Glenn? So, first of all, right. I'll pass over to you, mate.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Well, first of all, this is from one of our regular viewers, which is Megan. She won't mind me mentioning her name because I've asked for her permission to share this story. So after last week's fiasco of a show that we had, and thank you all for being brave enough to stick there with us, I got this message from Megan that she'd had some paranormal activity within a house. And basically, she was in a bedroom watching some TV and on her phone. And next minute, she heard this loud bang, clattering noise. So she rushed out of her room and went and had a look onto the landing just outside her bedroom, top of the stairs there. And as she did so, she saw a light bulb that had fallen out or somehow been forced out, and it was on the stairs. Now, this light bulb hadn't smashed, it wasn't broken or anything like that. And she looked up, and the lampshade was swinging from left to right. And so she was pretty freaked out because there was only her and her son there in the house. And so she took some photographs and video footage of it. And in looking at the video footage and the photographs, she found a few really light orbs, and she noticed that the energy and atmosphere had changed around the top of the stairs area. And she took other pictures around that area, and on close inspection of those pictures, in other words, zooming in, you could actually see like loads and loads of faces together on the wall. You could see all these different shapes and faces. And so she was really, really concerned at the time and worried. So with my guide's help and my spirit family up there, they gave me some choice words to help her to ease this sort of fear within her so that she could have a decent sleep. But what I will do, I'll see if I can find it on my phone. So what I'll be doing is I'm just going to show you the footage that she sent me, but I'm going to have to do it via the webcam here that I've got. So I don't know if you can see. Can you see that at all? Oh.
Yeah, I can see some stairs.
Yeah. So
stairs.
You can see a light there in the middle, can't you? That is one of the light anomalies that she captured just after this event.
In the corner near where the
that's right.
The step,
And then this is the actual video footage just after the event. So there's the light bulb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And I don't know if I'll just play that again. I think it shows the lampshade swinging. Sure it does. Yes, it does look.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that, yeah.
And then what's next? Yeah, she zoomed into that light anomaly there.
Yeah.
Just after the event. And what else have we got? I think this is another video of the...
You can actually see the energy and the orbs actually moving in that shot.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you? Lot? I mean, there's one just there.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
And so she was quite rightly very concerned, you know, after just watching us guys. And then for that to happen, not long after, probably half an hour after we, you know, come off air, this event happened. Yeah, I'll pass that round. So what's everybody's thoughts on that? So if I go to Carl first and then go round.
Yeah. One thing that I was shocked at when I first heard this story is you said that the light bulb wasn't broke or anything like that.
Yeah.
My experience is when a light is popped out like that, it's normally some kind of electrical surge and it pops the light. So that immediately tells me it is not anything type of electrical surge or anything like that, because the light would have blown, the casing may have smelled like fishy due to like the stuff that's inside the plastic housing. So really, an electrical occurrence, I can wipe that out completely. So, you know, I would then start looking at other things. To be honest, from the video footage and everything like that, it's very, very interesting. One, again, obviously, like I said, the light bulb hasn't broken. But two, as Christina says, you can actually see the energies around there. And that really, to be honest, for video footage on a phone is actually quite compelling. Because the lens doesn't always pick up great things. And you can always mistake dust for orbs and things like that with mobile phones. That's why I don't really like mobile phone footage. But for me, that's probably one of the best pieces of footage I've actually seen for a mobile phone. So it's actually quite compelling.
Oh, nice one. Oh, thanks for that, Carl. Would you have any advice for her? You know, because obviously it's quite frightening for her. It's, you know, it's pretty unnatural for this to occur.
It is, yeah. One, you know, I think most spirits there are generally just want to communicate. You know, it's not like your typical Hollywood Amityville horror where they want to take you with them and things like that. You know, so chances are you are welcome to communicate with them. Just say, you know, please don't do that again. Just really lay the law down, really, but in a respectful way that it is your property and you don't want it to keep happening.
Good advice. Okay, so I'll go to Christina next, please.
Well, straight away, I feel it's a male energy, it's a male presence within the house. I also feel that it's actually a relative of hers, possibly a sibling, a younger sibling from her teenage boy, I'd say, sort of up to about 20. There's anger there. There's anger that he's been trying to speak to her, trying to communicate, and she's not listening, and that's where the aggression's coming from. Although saying that, he isn't an aggressive presence at all. He's just angry that he's trying to communicate with her, and for whatever reason, she's not hearing him. So he's getting annoyed, he's getting angry, and I could almost see in my mind's eye him jumping up and actually knocking the light switch out, the light bulb out, which is why it was swinging. And then he was hanging around at the bottom, where the swinging was. And I think that's the energy we could see. We could see him. Definitely, as Carl said, nothing to be worried about at all. All she needs to do is to speak to him and tell him straight away that activity like that is not allowed within her home, and he has to respect her wishes, because of course he's in her home. So she needs to be assertive enough to say, you can't carry on like that. However, I am willing to listen to you, but you're going to have to take it slowly because it's going to take me a while to actually pick up with what you're saying, but be patient. But also she's got to be assertive enough to say, no, you can't do this. I don't want to be scared. I don't want my child to be scared. You're in my home, and I'll allow that as long as you stop with that nonsense. She needs to be assertive because he's quite a dominant spirit. So she does need to be assertive with him and say that she will happily listen, but he has to take it slowly with her, because I feel like her gifts are there, but they need to be developed very slowly.
Well, we've just got Graeme that's popped on, so we'll just. Hi, Graeme. Hope you're well. So, Christina, thanks for that. Just as a bit of confirmation for you, Megan has just sent in a comment, and I'll just put it on screen. There we go. So, my brother had a twin that died in the womb. He would be 23 now. So that's a bit of confirmation for you. So that's very perspective of you there, Christina. Well done with that one, and great advice. So I'll pass this over to Glynn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's fantastic of you, Christina. So well done. Be proud of yourself for that. Yeah, no, you're welcome. I think one thing I would have rephrased a little bit when you said anger, I would have possibly said more frustration.
Yeah.
I think anger seems a little bit on the negative side of things.
Yeah, of course. No, I agree.
Possibly frustration would have been a good thing to say. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I want to put a couple of things here, a couple of twists on this. One from the scientific point of view. I know called in initially. Perhaps Megan wants to text back or anything, but were we 100% sure where Megan's house, if there wasn't a lorry going past, if it's causing a lot of vibration or something that could have caused a lot of vibrations for the shade to move? Because if the bulb isn't in properly, could that just automatically just drop down as a natural occurrence? If it hasn't, fine. I'm just putting one out there. As regards the energy, and if it certainly is Megan's brother's twin, would he not find it easier now, particularly after last week, saying the spirit knows what's been off? Could it be? Oh no! I've got this feedback again.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, can hear it.
Yeah. Could it be that they know that we're on?
Oh, to answer your question there, Glynn.
Yeah.
Megan's just commented. So there you are. Put that on the screen.
Practically live in the middle of nowhere. It was very late, so it must have been wrong. Okay. Well, fine. Thank you for that. It was just a possibility, just to bring down scientific. Anybody else? Making a comment?
Well, yeah. I mean, at the time, I did offer some advice to Megan, and I felt as though there was an energy portal at the top of the stairs, because she has had a number of incidents around the home that's happened the last few months. And so I feel that's why we need to go and close down this portal and bless the home as well. Oh, hello. We've got. Thanks, Megan. She's just put. It's echoing. So has everybody got?
Quite low.
Has everybody got earphones in? Because that can have an effect.
Apart from me. But I've used the laptop.
I'm just wondering if, even though we've got headphones in, we turn the volume quite low, so it stops any echoing in the background.
I'll turn mine down as well.
I've done mine.
I've done mine.
Yeah.
I've done mine.
Is there an echo? Yes, I can still hear it.
Graeme, can you turn your volume down a little bit?
I have.
Okay.
Excellent.
I've been using the laptop.
Okay, so what I'm thinking is, Megan, Glenn has actually got your number, so if he gives you a call and explains everything to you, then you can get some advice from him. Happy with that, Glenn?
Yeah, that's spot on, mate. Yeah, well done, everyone, for answering that. Sorry not including you in that, Graeme. It's just that we showed some video footage and some pictures before you came on. We were just all offering advice to one of our regular viewers, Megan.
Aidan, where's your headphones?
They're in that bag of
Did you have some questions, Glynn?
I have actually. So basically, if you just give us a second, I've got some on the screenshot. You sent me some questions across.
Okay.
So basically, first one is, I do apologise for not looking at this on my phone when I'm doing this. Does any of you believe that when somebody passes to the higher side, do you believe that they have to rest before they come through to a medium? Or who would like to start with that one?
Yes, I don't mind going first.
Okay then, Glenn.
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe that when we do pass over, we have this time of self-reflection, where we have to do a life review, and we have to look at all the impact that our actions have had on others, and we get to experience those emotions that others had, and all at once in one go. And so we have to see all perspectives to gain learning and understanding about the life that we incarnated in.
Yeah.
Once we've accepted that, then I feel that we do move over some sort of like spiritual, where we can adjust our energies and learn how to operate in a spirit body. So I feel it's as quick as an individual is willing to accept these cords of attachment to people, their wrongdoings, their actions, and how it had an impact on others. And upon accepting it and cutting the cords, these energy attachments, then that lightens the spirit and makes the process a lot quicker to enable them to come back through to a medium and communicate. On the other hand, there's a lot of spirits that are trapped in limbo or are earthbound. And the echoing's gone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Brilliant. I'm going to turn my volume up now because I can hear you better. Right, and so oh, it's back. And yeah, so when people are in limbo, they're not accepting that they've passed, and they're also not accepting letting things go. So they have an attachment, an anger, an emotion that's keeping them in that limbo consciousness. and that's keeping them earthbound. So I do believe it is based on the individual spirit choices, and if they want to evolve or not, or stay stagnant, stay comfortable. So that would be my opinion on that.
Okay. Thank you, Carl.
Slightly different. I feel that it's almost like how mediums have like a queuing system. I think one, it's actually waiting the turn, and two, it's using energy and knowing how to use this energy in order to make contact. I think I'd like it in the ideal world where as soon as we're past that, we can communicate immediately. One, it's the queue system. Two is knowing that energy and knowing exactly how to communicate and how to be heard. So really, I think it's kind of being taught from the other side how to let yourself be known and heard. That's why it's not straight away, I think.
Okay, thank you. Christina?
Well, actually, I can sort of concur with both Glenn and Carl with what they were both saying. I agree with different aspects of what they both said. With what Glenn said, absolutely. When we do pass over, we do have to go into our learning. We have to review our lifetime, like Glenn said. We have to realise our wrongdoings. We need to learn. We need to evolve our spirit so we can move on past that. We need to let go of all the anger and all unresolved issues. We need to let all that go before we can even begin to communicate with anyone through a medium or any other manner. But I also agree with Carl as well. I do believe over time of a person's passing, their energy and capability to come through does become stronger the longer they've been passed. And I've experienced that within mediumship. I can always tell a fresh soul that's gone over, as opposed to one that's been evolved quite a while, because they come through, you know, much clearer, and it's more vocalized as well. Whereas a spirit, when they're just passed over, will still, present themselves, but it'll be more of showing you pictures, giving you feelings, emotions, as opposed to actual verbalizing what they want to say to pass on to people. So basically it's a combination of both spot on.
Yeah, thank you. Graeme disappeared somewhere, so I was going to ask him his opinion. But I'll fill in. So hopefully he'll come back. My personal opinion would be that yes, I agree with what people say about having to rest and recover. Because if you're down here, you have a big shock. It takes a bit of time to recover from it. Now, you can imagine passing away. That is quite the biggest shock you ever going to have. But I do believe that you are entitled. Personally, I believe that you're entitled to a freebie if you like. Because of the people I know that have had experiences and had messages, probably from deemed loved ones, very, very quickly after they'd passed away. Particularly if they weren't present, then I believe that they're allowed to come back and say, look, I'm here, I'm okay. And then they have to rest, recuperate, have a look, and analyse things. And eventually get us stronger and find it easier then to come up and communicate on our vibrations. So, Graeme.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay, mate. Do you actually? Yeah, we're just talking about the question of basically, do you actually believe that spirits can come back straight away, or you have to
Well, that's what I asked Glenn tonight.
Yeah.
Because what's happened to me recently is I've found out that a friend of mine passed away last September. Approximately around about that time, I've been wanting to get in touch with him. I sent my friend a friend request, but obviously didn't answer. He passed away. But I had found his wife, so I sent her a request, and she told me on Saturday that he passed away last September.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I was getting a message to say try and get in touch or.
Possibly.
I think it's a possibility. Yeah.
Because I've been told that if someone passes away, they're supposed to rest, or they are resting for a good couple of years.
Right. Not heard that one. If that's what they believe, then that's fine. But yeah, I think I've just said. I think you missed it, Greg. That I believe that you're offered a freebie once you do pass across, and then you have to rest and recuperate. And, whether it be a smell, touch, or anything like that, the family will be able to know that you're okay. Does that answer any question for me, mate?
I think that was fantastic of you there, Graeme. And you was probably following your intuition of that, wanting to make that connection with your friend.
Probably.
And with you having these, you are sensitive and you do pick up on energy. Then I dare say that you would have been picking up on your friend's energy. To have that inclination. And also I would say, to follow on from what Glynn just said, that so from last September, your friend would have had some time of sort of recuperation.
Yeah.
And hence that's why the time has suddenly come where you've been trying to get in touch with his wife as well.
Yeah.
And so I would say good question, that.
You've got another question that you sent to Glenn, haven't you, Graeme? Is that
So let me find it. I can't remember what it was.
How long did it live? Nearly 7 years. Come on. 2 months ago, we filmed inside with shorts. Really on your own.
If you're struggling, mate, I can sort of like jog your memory.
Have you got it there, Glenn? Because I can't remember what it was. I'm trying to look through the messages.
Oh,
yeah, I think Glenn sort of like you messaged me, didn't you? What you were going to ask, really, Graeme, was also if you knew someone but haven't been in touch with them, you didn't know about. Have they come through to you before you were told about, about their passing from their family? Right. So basically, then, if you didn't know that somebody had passed away, basically you've seen them before you knew that they'd passed. Is that correct, mate?
Yeah.
Glenn, do you want to start on that, mate?
Well, with this, I mean, I've got a long time sort of musician friend I used to be in a band with many years ago. And I would say about sort of 3 or 4 years ago, I went to see a medium. I know I'm a medium myself, but I quite fancied being on the receiving end of getting a message. So I went for a private reading, and in that reading, she kept bringing up this man's name. Do you know this man's name? And I'm like, no. No, I don't know that. And for the life of me, I couldn't think who she was talking about until days later. And I realised, oh yes, I know somebody called that. I haven't seen him for years. And not long after that, I found out through another friend, musician friend, that this guy had actually passed away about 3 years before I had this reading, and I had no knowledge of his passing. And so for me, that was wonderful evidence of him wanting to be remembered and known to me by coming through the medium who I went to see for a reading.
Well, that was like me. A friend of mine was at my first wedding. And I haven't spoken to him for a long time, for a good 10 years. It was until last year I wanted to get in touch with him. I had to ask another friend of mine for his surname. I couldn't remember it. And then I started looking on Facebook, and I found him. And it was only a few weeks ago I was his wife, and she told us. So like I say about linking into his energy, because I was thinking about
Yeah. He would have drawn close to you. Yeah. Very interesting.
Carl, have you any thoughts on that?
To be honest, I think everything's been covered. It is extremely interesting, and what I love as well is Glenn, you're a medium, Glenn, you're also Christina, and what I like about mediumship is when you get that direct message can relate to. One thing I hate about mediumship or so-called mediums is cold reading. The fact that I've shown it to my friends as an example where we can throw anything out there and it makes it sound like we're talking to them. In fact, you guys know that you can say it for 30, 40, 50 people all exactly the same. So for me, when I go and visit a medium as well and get information back, because I've worked in the paranormal industry, I know what's cold reading, what isn't, and when you get that stuff through that you know it isn't cold reading, it's true mediumship skills. That to me is the best form of evidence you can have.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I don't think it's that, Christina.
Well, to be fair, I've had a lot of in my career. I've looked after a lot of terminal people, and a lot of the time, you get taken out of patients' lives, you get taken out of calls and placed into other ones. So you know that someone's dying, but you don't actually know they've passed. And then I could be sitting down, watching telly, having a drink, and all of a sudden I get a little voice, a little phrase in my head or a song, and I think, you've gone, you have, because instantly you recognise it and you think, oh, I know who you are. And then I'll have checked up with one of my colleagues and they'll say, oh yeah, she passed away last week or last month or last year sometimes. So they do always pop up, even when you least expect them to, just to say hello and almost like a thank you, I'm okay now, I'm fine. But to carry on with what Carl was saying, it's a lot of mediums, or they're not actually mediums, are they? They give mediums an actual bad name because the readings are too vague for anyone to connect with. And I personally think whenever I get a message through, I like to get something that's crystal clear, bang on, it's this person, not too vague. Because at the end of the day, unless that person can say, yes, I can place exactly what you mean, whether it be a situation, a person, a relative, it's got to be something solidified for that person to be able to take it. But there's an awful lot out there, isn't there, that just say very vague things that could apply to everybody in the room, but actually nobody in the room, because, it's all raffle, isn't it, really? So I agree with what you're saying, Carl. Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks. Has that answered your question, Graeme?
Yeah, it has. Like Christina gets the... Christina, do you get the voices? Do you get the voices or visions?
Sorry?
Do you get the voices?
I get it in all. I get voices. I get sounds. I get visions. I get places. I get emotions. I get smells. I get a variation. However they want to project something to me, I can take it in any form.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't get the voices.
So
I get
sometimes
visions.
there'll be a little voice.
I don't get the voices. I get visions.
So that's also a form of it anyway. I mean, vision's quite a clear one, isn't it? It's sometimes one of the easiest forms of mediumship in the respect that you see something. You can't second guess that if you can see it, can you? Whereas a lot of people, when they're starting out, they do second guess their own abilities. If it's say a thought process or a voice, they'll think, oh, is this actually something, or have I made that up in my own head? So a lot of the times, spirits will come through and show you visuals because you can't actually second guess that, can you?
No, I mean, I get shown like items that I get shown if it's being left to someone, or it's being put inside someone's, like a coffin for them to, like a coffin for them to,
Yeah, absolutely. But that's nice, though, isn't it? Because if it's something that somebody left behind for a particular person, then it's got an emotional connection as well, and that can also bring comfort. So that's a lovely form of what you're getting anyway.
Yeah.
To people.
We're trying to believe myself that it is actually. What it is.
But it is actually something.
Yeah, I mean.
Don't second guess yourself.
It's a gift, but the vision I'm seeing, is it true? Is it?
The thing with sort of developing any spiritual mediumship or psychic ability, you've got to believe in yourself and your own ability. Once you start to actually give out the messages you get, whether it's visual or in any other form, once you start to give those out and believe them, they'll give you more, but they only give you as much as you can handle at that one time. They won't overload you with things. So as soon as you get something, you relay it, you believe it, then you'll get more in. And the more you do that, you'll start to believe it more. And the more you believe it, the more you'll get. Right. You've got to have that self-belief in the first place. But you'll get there. You will.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Just following on here, actually, so just coming to my mind here, particularly where having Christina, Graeme and Glynn tonight. I know I've mentioned a few times I did the house investigation in Good, which turned out to be not really much of a house investigation whatsoever. It just turned out to be dodgy wiring. But also, related to what you've been talking about, was fake mediumship. I hate saying it, but it does exist.
It does, yeah.
Because there was a guy who was from this gentleman's local spiritualist church, who said that he could help him, and then he went into his house, told him all this jargon, nothing short of crap, and really put the fear of God into it, and conned them out of money. And I just think it's ridiculous. So I did actually report this to the Spiritualist Council and Church. He's saying the guy was in terror. He was fear of living in his own house. It was ridiculous. You're saying like things are out to get you. These smudging, demons are in your house. And the guy was terrified. Demons are in your house.
Oh my God!
The guy was terrified. It wasn't. It was dodgy wiring. But what I was going to say is, do you think as well, doing what you do, that mediums do have a responsibility to both calm people, reassure people, and actually overall tell people that they're in charge, and spirit only visitors. Even if you do pick up on negative energies, it's phrased correctly, so you don't frighten the living daylight. People just got to live there after you've gone.
Exactly. Definitely, all mediums have got a duty, absolutely, to empathise, give comfort, to help, and not to scare, because there's actually nothing to actually scare about. You know, everything you can work around any spirit. It's all workable. There's absolutely no need for scaremongering anyway. And it angers me actually that there are mediums out there that call themselves mediums that are just in it just to get money out of people and to scare them. It's not the case. It's not necessary, and it's just out of order.
Yeah. Yeah, I did actually report the person to the local church. Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn.
Yeah.
Your thoughts, mate?
With that, yes, obviously, I agree with Christina and yourself. I agree with Christina. That there are a lot of mediums out there that are about the what's the word I'm after? They're after like the showbiz sort of personality. They're after the fame. They're after the money. And I'm not saying all of them do it, but most of them will give information what's expected from them, rather than what's channeled from spirit. So and a lot of them will put it in a quite blunt manner as well.
Yeah.
And so I feel a lot of these characters are doing it surely because they're motivated by money and not by the pure connection to spirit, and by being a vehicle of love and light into the world. One of my beliefs is in life you get what you need. You get what you need. Not always what you want, but you get what you need, and you get it in divine timing when you need it. And so a lot of these mediums are going around with a fear mentality, chasing the money, for fear of not having it.
Yeah.
And so, I think you did the right thing by reporting this gentleman.
Yeah.
Because if that sort of behaviour spreads, it does put genuine mediums like obviously yourself, Christina, myself, and others. It puts us in and gives us a bad name, and people are fearful of coming to us with their issues and opening up to us with their, wanting help and reaching out to us. They're going to be a little bit more closed off and have a negative perspective before they've actually even spoke to us or been in contact with us. So, it does need to be dealt with swiftly, I feel.
Yeah, thank you. Graeme, have you got any thoughts on that, mate?
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll go back to 2008 now. After I got my insulin pump, I went to see a medium at the local club. I think he had guys in the club that were like planters. And this guy got up on stage, and at some point he came to me and says, "You're having trouble with a new device that you've got." And I think, and he didn't know what it was. And I just didn't believe him.
Probably as Carl said then. Cold reading. Yeah.
Absolutely, because if it'd been an actual...
There's just something about him that, because he says, oh, you've got a new device that helps you, working properly. Yeah, it was working fine, but I didn't know how to use it. And he came to me with it. I was in the other bar at the time, speaking to my now father-in-law. I was discussing that I didn't know how to use it properly, just getting it.
Oh, so he could have listened in on your conversation.
Yeah.
Right,
that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You heard what you were saying, and then you used that to try and give you a so-called reading, whereas if you'd been an actual medium, he would have told you what your issues were, where your pain. He could have pinpointed your pain and everything if he knew what he was actually talking about, and he was actually channeling. So he did, as Glenn said, he listened, didn't he, and tried to use that to get a little bit of something out of that, to make himself look like he was giving you a reading.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Christina, have you got a bad foot?
No. No, darling.
Well, that's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up someone's got a bad foot off Christina, but
No.
Careful going downstairs, Christina. Now.
That's
I know. We'll have to be careful now, Graeme, won't we? Just in case. Just in case I get a bad foot now, I'll have to let you know, Graeme.
Yeah. One thing I'm going to sort of like jump in here. I know we're on subjects of mediums, and yes, there are genuine mediums and bad ones as well. But there was one. I'm not going to say who they are because we can't defend ourselves. But I did overhear someone in the church turn around and say to somebody who was an apprentice, if you like, starting out on the journey. They actually did say, if you're struggling and you're not getting anything, just look for the oldest person in congregation and tell them that they've got grandma or granddad.
No. Oh my goodness. Dreadful.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's
awful.
That's disgusting.
It's another level, that.
That's disgusting.
It is, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
It makes Clinton Baptiste on Phoenix Nights look good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It makes Clinton Baptiste on Phoenix Nights look good, doesn't it? I'm just looking here on the live comment. And Kindred Spirits number 1 fan message, isn't it? Maybe. And I think Glenn, you can sort that with me.
Yeah, do you want me to
say? Yeah, does anyone have an experience of an imp that can offer some advice?
Oh yes, I'll put it up on screen, Glynn. I was having this conversation with Megan via a message this afternoon, and one of the pictures that she sent in to me, she captured a face peering behind a bathroom door, and what I felt with that face is that it was an imp. And in my experience of imps, seeing them and sort of witnessing their behaviour, I've been shown them in my mind's eye, and they look similar to Dobby from the Harry Potter films. The little things, sort of about 2.5 foot high, really thin, spindly legs and arms, and quite a gaunt-looking face as well. Very grey in colour. And my experience, I think you was there, Glynn, at one of the house investigations we did.
Was that?
Was it? It was a private investigation. Was it a couple of years ago? And people was having a lot of issues in the house. And I think we spoke about it on here.
It wasn't the one near the park, was it?
It was one of your friends that comes on the investigations now and again. Won't mention his name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'd been having a lot of mischief happen in the house. And actually, when we was there, we felt this energy rush by us as we were walking down the stairs, and it went into the living room.
I know where you are.
And it was like a whirlwind, and it was very mischievous. And just wanted to basically cause havoc and have a laugh. And so it was moving things. It was causing, I think, was it causing doors to open and close and things like that? And making running noises on the stairs. And moving things, objects. And so that was one of my experiences with him. And what we discovered, if you remember, Glynn, that there was a portal open in that building.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And these imps had been coming in through that portal. And this portal was caused by somebody using the Ouija board.
Yeah.
They'd been using it, channeling some spirits, but they didn't know what they was doing. And they didn't open up and close down. And so there was an open portal, and any old thing, spirit, whatever there was coming into the building and causing a lot of this disruption.
But also, if we worked it out as well, didn't we? Because of his previous experiences that wasn't helping matters either.
That's right, because his mindset and his emotions.
Yeah. So, like I say, I have to respect. We're not saying any more about that. I know exactly what you're saying.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, just to be clear, I wouldn't advise anybody using the Ouija board. I mean, even as a professional medium, you never know, because you can be tricked. Whilst you're using it. I mean, even though you are sensitive as a medium, you do trust, but all it takes is that split second for an entity to come in, pretend to be somebody they're not, and it will open that portal to let others like them in. So I don't advertise anybody using it. I don't advertise anybody using it.
No, because like I said, what comes through can actually lie, misinform you. You think it's your grandma or somebody that you know, and it's someone completely unrelated that's just tricking you into thinking that. I actually know of someone that did exactly that, and they got an attachment to them. It took a couple of times to get rid of that attachment, and it was purely because he did open that. Didn't do any protection from before or after, and every window and every door we went to, you could see like a ship behind him in the reflection, like a ghost ship almost.
Oh, okay.
And every time he went anywhere, he was so frightened because every time he went near a window or a glass door, in his reflection behind him, you could see like a ship. Obviously, something had attached to him because of the Ouija board. So, no, they're not something that even as mediums trust, do we? Not at all.
But I would say advice with imps, in my experience, again, you have to be there in the location where these things are being experienced. And almost as a medium, you have to roll your sleeves up, face what's happening, and you call upon the angels to come in and work with you and close this portal down, and to take all the negativity away from the building. And so it is very much a physical, spiritual, and mental procedure that needs to happen, I feel, to get rid of these lower based entities. It's not something you could sort of do over the internet or over a phone call. You have to sort of visit the location.
You have to sort of visit the location. Yeah. Great. Thanks for that. Now, I'll say we've got about 5 or 6 minutes. We can do a quick question, or do you want to go on to look at the comments, mate?
Yeah, I'll go through the comments. So Yeah, I'll go through the comments. Here we go. Again, we've got Megan. I'll let you read these out, Glenn. Megan,
okay, a few people have said that I've got a gift, but I would love to learn how to use it. That's not a problem, Megan. We can help you out with that. Yeah, Glenn could help you out when you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And also, if we are going to go around to your house, at some point, or help you out, then we can sort of like talk you through it.
And so we've got some more messages.
That feedback is annoying. Too right, it is.
Yes. It could be me, I don't know.
You get what you need. My dad has always said that. That's from you, isn't it, Glenn?
Oh yes, from earlier.
Yeah. Another one. Oh, okay. So back again, Megan. In one of my old houses, as I've said before, someone did a Ouija board before I moved in. Well, there was a negative male spirit which Alfie went missing, and Glenn knew about it. So obviously you knew about that one, right?
Yeah.
It turned out to be an adult male spirit, or trained himself to be a child. And Alfie called him the noisy boy. So noisy, noisy boy. It's like a noisy ghost. It's poltergeist.
I think if you remember when Jason and Louise came on the other week, it's actually Jason and Louise as grandson.
Yeah,
and they was telling the story when the grandson just got dressed early one morning, about 3 years old, and just took himself the other side of town on his own, early hours of the morning.
Hey?
Yeah, and this is what Megan is referring to in that comment. That
Wow.
he was being told to get dressed and to go to this place by this other spirit.
Oh my goodness.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it got them all worried, as you can imagine.
Of course.
The 3-year-old getting himself dressed and walking out of the house. Yeah,
That's quite scary because for a 3-year-old,
yeah,
go to the house and go wherever.
yeah. A lucky boy, Alfie.
Sorry.
Definitely. Well, that's all the comments we've had tonight. We've had quite a nice interaction from Megan. Oh, she's come back again, bless her. We do appreciate this, Megan. Thank you.
We couldn't do this without you. When I found him, he said he was out playing with his friend. Right. That was in. So obviously, he's his friend when he wants him to be. Yeah. Megan, when people say that you've got a gift, does that actually worry you? I know you said you want to know how to use it, but does that worry you in actually opening yourself up to the spirit world in case you get a little bit overwhelmed? Or has these comments helped you tonight? I don't know if you want to come back on that. I think we've had some really positive comments from people.
Here we go. Yeah, she's really been interactive tonight, Bessa. Yeah, she's really been interactive tonight. No, there's another one. Here we go.
No, it doesn't worry me. But I think I'd be able to deal with what happens wherever I move to a lot better. I mean,
Absolutely.
We're more than happy to help you, mate. There's nothing to fear. Spirit, if you attract the right kind of spirit, which we'd help you with, and there's nothing to fear, it's a true gift. And anybody that's had the experiences will tell you that. It is fantastic, the most fantastic experience to be able to communicate with people. Oh, you back again?
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of what I can't see.
Yeah.
I'm more afraid of what I can't see. So is everybody else.
Can I just say to Megan that earlier on with what she was saying, I said there and then that I knew she had a gift, and you know that can come on thick and fast with a little bit of help. You've got nothing to fear at all. You don't fear anything. Just give in, hand over your faith, open up, and with some help, you will never look back and you'll never be scared or frightful of anything again. You'll get this inner peace that you've never known before. So please, you know, just let everyone help you and open up to it, and you won't be sorry.
What a fantastic way to finish this show off. Thanks for that, Christina.
Oh,
so
just one more.
Keep me off the line. I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
Sorry. I was just saying, Megan, you've got absolutely nothing to fear whatsoever. All you need is just to give in with your faith, open up, let us help you, and you'll never look back. You'll never be fearful or frightful of anything ever again, and you'll have this inner peace that you've never known before. And it's really hard to explain how wonderful it is, but it is just this inner peace of knowing that everything is okay, that you're looked after and you're provided for, and it literally takes all the fear and all negativity out of your life completely. So just for a little bit of faith in yourself and in us to help you, you'll never look back.
Did you actually get that, Megan? If you did,
I hope you heard that this time.
Yeah, can you give a message back for us, please?
Yeah, great advice there, Christina.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
I know we've come over the hour, just over the hour mark, so I think it's just time to wrap it up a little bit. We say thanks to everyone else for coming on again tonight, and hopefully if we've helped anybody tonight with any advice, it seems like particularly Megan, if we helped anybody, then we've done our jobs. And thanks to everybody for coming on tonight, because I couldn't do it without you. I really do appreciate it. So from me, take care. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.